Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my premium subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about and discussing the energy between 45 and Hitler. I just did a video, I just finished recording a video on Vladimir Putin versus 45. Very interesting reading. It makes a lot of sense for somebody who has been in somebody's pockets and in control of their lives. It makes sense of the desire to want to be free. Highly recommend you go check that out. It's probably not something any other tarot card reader got. And if they did, please let me know in the comment section below of that video if that is true. I'm really curious to see if I'm the only one getting that. I hope not, but again, it is what it is. Whether I agree with it or disagree, that's not my place to say. It's what the card said. I read it to you, and that's it. I do tell you what my opinion is throughout the video, but I will keep it separate from what I read, because I don't always agree with what I read, but that's it. That's how it is, right? Anyway, besides the point, this video is being recorded on Friday, April 4th at 12:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as of when I'm recording this video. If you want to help out the channel grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content, some formality, sharing this video. Help tell people, hey, listen, we're doing some stuff here, you know? Anyway, if you want to be notified when I do post and upload next, you can be able to go into the description or the comment section below of this video and be able to follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group. And I will personally notify you there. Now on my Facebook group, I am starting to get you guys now prepared for how to garden and all that type of stuff. So if you want to learn how to garden, or you want to, show off your garden, or be able to help the community in some capacity, in some way, definitely join the channel. I mean, definitely join the group chat. It could be really fun. It could be a lot of fun things in there. I'm hoping we can get an engaged audience that you guys can just bounce off ideas off each other. I'm a gardener myself, so I will be able to help answer some questions if needed. Now, this is going to be very important because as we start to go into the second phase of where we are currently right now, because in the past couple of years, I have been preparing you guys mentally for the plausibility and possibility of a depression occurring. Now I'm very close to this type of depression, even when I was called a fearmonger and all those type of things. We are almost here. So it is now time for us to shift our focus out of this mental state, get real, and start taking action. So if you want to be able to take some action, definitely go follow the Facebook group and start learning to be self-dependent, not codependent on a government that's not going to be there for you. Alright guys, let's begin. We have a lot to get through today. This video is just for entertainment purposes only and educational purposes only as well. I don't know what we're expecting in this video, but just bear with me. Let's find out together. Okay. Spirits and angels tell me pin 45 against Hitler. I can't believe I'm doing that. Like, my gut just did not feel good when I said that. Okay, who is that? Okay. Ooh, okay. Alright, let me write this down just so I can remember. Okay, so we have Trump. He is the Three of Cups. And he's the Hierophant. Okay, something like that. Okay, then Hitler. Okay, he is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, and then the Temperance. Reverse. Okay, so I wrote down but both of them are reversed because that's exactly what they are. It's very interesting because you start to see the two men side by side and it starts to make a lot of sense, right? You have 45 here, and I'm going to try to call the German guy just because I don't like the energy of his name. So, but anyway, for 45 we have the Hierophant reverse. The Hierophant reverse means government failure, right? The failure to lead the government or be a leader. We also have the Three of Cups. He has been mistaken to think that he is lucky because of the past time that he has been so lucky in his life. That is who 45 is. That is how he comes off and how he represents himself when pinned against the German guy. Right? However, in the page for the German guy, we have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles reverse is really telling me here that there was a lack of opportunity, a lack of growth, a lack of employment, and he was able to do just that. But he promised a sense of peace and prosperity, not understanding for the people what the underlying motive was. And the underlying motive was to create chaos and to create war through peace, but not using peace as a way to create peace or harmonious energy, but to create disharmonious and say that it's a time of peace. This is the temperance. So that is what the energy is. The energy is to create chaos and to be able to promise people a sense of peace. That is how he comes off as. When 45 comes off as somebody who is arrogant and think that they are lucky and fortunate, not knowing that they are actually stupid and don't know how to lead. If you were to put the two together, I think Hitler will win against 45. I really do. Because it does feel very much like the energy of the German guy really knowing what to do and how to do it. 45 does not know what he's doing. He really does not. He seems like an absolute idiot. And I'm not trying to be like mean or anything like that. He just comes off as somebody who is like not very bright, if you will. Underneath the bottom deck here, you have the six of wands. The six of wands means lack of victory for both parties, which means that if the German guy did not receive the victory or the goal that he wanted, 45 himself would also not receive the same outcome. Here you have the High Priestess in reverse, the disregard for the rule of law, right? And then here you have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is sleepless nights. They were worried about something. Both of them, they were worried about something. There was an underlying motive or goal. I don't believe that we know exactly what the underlying motive was that led the German guy to do what he did. But there was a motive here. There was some sort of scare tactic. If you guys can let me know in the comment section below what that might be, let me know. That really might be really helpful. We also have here, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles is reversed. The Ten of Pentacles in the reverse is talking about a transfer of something, but there's a lack of transfer here. It does feel like the energy and the dynamic when you pin the two together, it feels like they just feel lost. They don't know where to go and they don't know how to make their mark in history, so they do it in the most atrocious way possible. And here you have the Judgment card reversed. The Judgment card reversed is always saying making calls when they're not warranted, making accusations, doing things when they're not apt to be done. And here you have is the Nine of Pentacles, the promise of great fortune, right? So the promise and great fortune, because the people are a hard time. So I guess that's what makes sense. It makes sense that the two comparisons between each other is that you have here total disregard for the rule of law, them both having an ambition to run away from something where they both fear something, and because they fear something, they have the Ten of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles means the lack of ability to transfer something, and that is in regard to the people, like the Judgment, not be able to make sure that they're able to transfer the power, so making sure that the people don't rebel, and by doing so, they promise great fortune in exchange for their rights. So that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like the energy is. Now, I don't know what the main goal of this video is, except the fact that I'm pinning the two together. We're going to ask, well, let's ask what the German guy thinks of 45. Let's go there. Because I feel like that would be a very interesting perspective to see what he thinks. We already know that he thinks he's an idiot. We know that for sure. And that if you were to pin the two together and at the same time, the city lived at the same time, the German guy will win, without a doubt. But he does say that 45 is brilliant. I'm hearing that he said that 45 is brilliant, is some capacity. He was able to do things that he himself was not able to do. I'm hearing like avoid prison. It's one of the big ones that he says. Okay, so Spirit Angels, tell me about the relationship. We're going to take this back. I didn't ask the question yet. Spirit Angels, tell me about the relationship between 45 and the no German guy. You know who I'm talking about, the mustache man. What's the relationship? What's the dynamic? What does the German guy think of Trump? Oh look, the lovely card comes back in. Like my third eye is hurting, so that's not good. Do I need to cut? Oh, so here is 45 here. 45 comes up in this reading. The Page of Pentacles and Temperance. Temperance came up in the last reading. I totally forgot. No, Temperance was two cards yet. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. As I was speaking of Temperance, here is the German guy right here. The Temperance card. And here's 45. So what does the German guy think of 45? Let's ask the question. I've never done this video before. We have the Three of Cups reversed. The Three of Cups means that he thinks 45 is an idiot, right? We know that. We already established that many times in this video so far. However, the challenge to who he thinks 45 is as a person, it would be at the moon card, mysterious, right? He questions whether or not 45 is as smart as he says he is. Because in particular in regard to the fact that 45 tells the people what he plans to do, and is so open about it that he created an opposition before he's able to create the plan or be able to enact plan. So that's why he said that he is kind of conflicted on the energy here on whether or not 45 is truly a genius, because he outwardly tells the people, the American people, what he plans to do in advance, and he created an opposition towards that. Now, however, he does admire that he does see 45 as another version of himself. He sees 45, ironically enough, as a female. He sees him as someone who is more a representative of the other counterpart. He sees him as somebody who represents more the feminine notion, the feminine energy, which is interesting because this is the second time someone came up and said that they believe that 45 is more representative of a female rather than a male. But we have the Lovers card. The Lovers card is another version, a partner in crime, right? Being a part of the story together. Here, the next card that comes in is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is a very interesting card, but it means that there's some sort of slowness. This means going forward with a plan, going forward with an idea, an ideology, right? And it's going towards a judgment, making sure that you're able to make calls and you will not do so. It almost feels like the energy of who 45 and the German guy was. It's telling me here that there was a higher calling. There was a calling in terms of the spiritual conjunction that was called upon to do that. There was some sort of spiritual intervention that said, oh, this is your soul contract, this is what you agreed to, you have to do that. It feels like in some way both of them were not in control of their lives. They were not in control of what their path were and stuff like that. And the next card that comes in is both of them were leaders. Both of them were in control of very powerful nations, or either turned a nation into a very powerful nation. We know that the German guy turns his nation into a powerful nation. We're seeing the opposite of 45 do the exact opposite. So what is it saying? It's essentially saying that 45 is going to embody the German guy in so many ways, but at the same exact time, he is not going to have the ambiance or the influence or the power that the German guy did. He's going to do things a little bit differently, right? He's going to do a little bit differently. The German guy built up the nation very strongly. 45 is going to do the opposite. He's going to weaken the economy. He's going to weaken the military. He's going to do all these things. The exact opposite of what the German guy did in order to succeed. 45 is going to do the opposite. So that is why, it makes sense that, the German guy questioned Trump's loyalty. He questioned the loyalty to that. Now, underneath the Three of Cups, which is the 45 and the Lovers card, and the fact that they feel like they are co-joined together, but in two different bodies, and two separate ideologies, and different understanding and perspective on their world, is represented here at the Ten of Cups, which means they both share some sort of the same belief. They share some of the same similar goals and fanatic, but it's not necessarily 100% identical. There's differences here, is what I'm seeing. There's differences in terms of what they want. Now, underneath this Lovers card and the Knight of Swords, which means heading towards the Judgment card, but first, be able to make sure that, not be able to be in control of your life. You have here the Six of Swords. The Six of Wands reverse. I can't believe I'm saying the wrong thing. But the Six of Wands reverse is telling me here that there's a lack of victory here. There's a lack of victory in this. He feels like 45 is not very victorious. Like 45 does not know what they're doing. They are very ill-equipped. They're kind of stupid still, but they don't know what they're doing. And because of that, he's not able to build up the nation, to be able to take on the agenda that the German guy left behind. Now, going into the next quadrant of this reading, we have here represented as the Five of Wands here. The Five of Wands means fighting, the ability to fight. 45 does not have a fighting ability. He does not know what to do. He does not have any plan or any idea how to orchestrate military operations or anything like that. He has no military experience. If anything, it feels like it does feel like the German guy has some sort of military experience, or he understood something that he knew what he was doing. 45, on the other hand, does not. And here you said underneath the judgment card and the Four of Wands here, he's essentially saying that the decision has been made. And what is that decision? What is that decision? Well, let's find out. It's the Knight of Pentacles. He has a promise. He has an idea. He has a goal. He has a purpose. But there's a but here. We have the Empress reverse. This comes after the fall of 45 and Putin. This comes after the fall of 45 and Putin. And here you have is the King of Cups, which represents a chaotic leader in a time of peace. And here you have the Three of Swords reverse. The Three of Swords reverse is not a death in the White House, but a death that occurs after the White House. So after the breakup and all this type of stuff that happened, he will feel like this, the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords comes in as the final card. It comes in as 45 unable to complete the goal or the destiny of what he really wanted to accomplish in his lifetime. So what is the German guy saying about 45? The German guy is essentially saying that he believes that he himself is superior to 45. That he himself believes that he is superior to 45. First of all, he sees 45 as a female. That's generally the first sign. The second one, that he called him an idiot, almost like immediately went to open in this reading. He said that he is stupid, he does not know what he's doing, that he is too much serious, he's too openly open to the American people about what his plans are and creating opposition or enemies before they even get enacted, that he has no military experience, doesn't know what he's doing. He's doing the exact opposite of what the German guy did. And instead of building the nation up to become a very strong nation, be able to take on the agenda that he had put forth, instead 45 is doing the opposite and tearing down the economy, tearing down the military, tearing down structures that were designed to be able to do certain things. So for example, I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently during the time when the German guy was in power, he had orchestrated universal health care. He orchestrated animal rights. He orchestrated, that, women can work, women's rights. He did all these things. But yet, he did so many bad things with that. And the thing is that he built the nation up to become powerful, to be able to start the next couple of generations, so that he could be able to have a powerful nation ready, set to go. 45, on the other hand, is expecting the nation to be strong and be able to stand on its own, while not simultaneously building the nation up. He's weakening the nation, not able to bring out his idea. So in essence, the final outcome card of all the readings so far in this specific video is indicating that 45 will fail, just like the German guy did, with the mere exception that he made mistakes that the German guy avoided. So in essence, the German guy feels that he himself is superior above 45. So that's what I'm getting. That's all the energies that I'm getting. I'm not getting anything else. Is that it? We're good. Alright guys, if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of today's video. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video with others. Until then, peace out, and I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.